Israel's prime minister is facing calls for an early election as he recovers from surgery. Tens of thousands protested in Jerusalem, urging lawmakers to reach a ceasefire deal to free the hostages. This as Hamas now says it holds, quote, the American administration and President Biden personally fully responsible for the crimes and massacres in the Gaza Strip. This after Israel announced the end of its two-week raid at Al-Shifa Hospital. Foreign correspondent Britt Clennett joins me now from Jerusalem, along with national security and defense analyst Mick Mulroy for more on this. Britt, Israeli Defense Forces say they've left Al-Shifa after killing more than 200 Hamas militants. Now Hamas is reacting to videos of the damage at the hospital. What more do we know about that?
Right, so this is round two at Al-Shifa. You'll remember that earlier the IDF said that they had cleared the area in northern Gaza, that they had managed to destroy Hamas's command structure there. So again, we're seeing another operation which has now been completed, according to the IDF. The IDF saying they've withdrawn its forces from Al-Shifa after this two-week operation, calling it a major success, with its forces, they say, killing over 200 militants, arresting hundreds of others and confiscating piles and piles of weapons. But videos, as you say, from locals who have returned there, Diane, it shows utter destruction there now. The hospital complex appearing to be flattened. Some of the buildings in the video are still smouldering. The WHO saying 21 patients died during the IDF raid. That's a claim the IDF disputes.
Britt, what does the destruction of Gaza's largest hospital mean for civilians in that area?
So we understand there are about 400,000 civilians still left in the north after they were given an evacuation to go south. But it's a wasteland, as you can see in those videos. Let's talk about aid not being able to get into the north. These people are living in very hard conditions. Many of them probably don't have houses or have destroyed homes to live in. So certainly for those civilians who are left, they're having to deal with that destruction.
Mick, this protest over the weekend is the largest anti-government protest since the Israel-Hamas war began. How significant is that?
So, Diane, it's very significant because Prime Minister Netanyahu is obviously dealing with the issue of the war itself, the return of hostages, the surgeries being undertaken, and his popularity, I'm not a political analyst, but I can read numbers, is very low. The Israeli population does, I think, believe that they have to go to Rafah, but they also would like to see their hostages get returned as quickly and safely as possible. And that really means a ceasefire agreement. It is very difficult to recover hostages via direct action military means. The best way they can is for a ceasefire. So there's a lot of pressure on many ways. And obviously, we'll see if this leads to anything significant politically when it comes to change.
Britt, these protests come as Netanyahu underwent emergency surgery for a hernia. What's the latest on his condition?
Yeah, so Netanyahu saying that he'd get back to work as quick as possible. We understand he has resumed his duties, but doctors said at the hospital where he was staying that the Prime Minister is in excellent condition after what they describe it as a very successful operation to treat a hernia. The 74-year-old, as you say, the surgery taking place as tens of thousands of people across Israel descended here on Jerusalem to voice their outrage. The families of hostages joining forces with other people calling for him to step down. And as was mentioned just before, this is about showing deep political differences in Israeli society merging again.
Mick, the U.S. just approved a new weapons deal with Israel after abstaining from a vote on a ceasefire resolution at the UN. What kind of message does that send?
So, Diane, it had a couple different messages. One, yes, we did approve the weapons package, which is something that partners do for other partners, particularly when they're in a conflict. But there was some limitations, to my understanding, on the types of weapons that we're going to be providing them. There's been some discussion that was because we're simply short of those weapons, obviously supporting the Ukrainians in their fight against Russia, and some because we just don't think they would be the right type of weapons to use in this upcoming Rafah offensive, which looks like it is inevitable that it's going to happen. But there's types of weapons that would be, if they're used there, could cause significant civilian injuries. And I think there is a balance going on right now when it comes to providing future weapons to Israel when it comes to this conflict.
Foreign correspondent Britt Clennett, Mick Mulroy, thank you both.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.